episode of Nernshaw Radio. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Nernshaw Radio. Also, a special shout out to BFA Sports. Make sure you subscribe to them on the YouTube channel as well. We got a lot to get into. I am Nick Shaw. It's been a little while. Very busy week last week in Philly sports. Also for me as well. We attended a gubernatorial debate, covering all these games, etc. Oh, it's been a busy week to say the least, but we are back with another episode of Nerdshaw Radio. We'll keep you for about 20 or so minutes tonight. We're going to talk Phils, we'll talk Eagles. We'll talk about the Flyers. Flyers up 2-1 right now if you're watching live. I got them on, been watching them for a little while now. They're up 2-1 still. Third period just started. Couturier with that breakaway goal. So beautiful. The Flyers can break a little schneid that Philadelphia teams are on right now. But we're going to get into it all. And we're going to lead off, no pun intended, with the Philadelphia Phillies and the news breaking today that Rob Thomson will be back in 2026. Yes, I know how excited a lot of you are. I know how thrilled a lot of you are that Rob Thomson will be back with the Phillies in 2026 to finish out the rest of his contract. Yes, he's got one more year left on his deal. John Heyman today reporting Rob Thomson is safe for 2026. Sources tell him and Joel Sherman of the New York Post. So, with that being said, I want to start with Tyler. And I don't hate he's coming back. I really don't. And I don't think you should either. I don't think you should. I think this is probably the right call. And here's the thing. The Phillies, let's face it, it's not all on the manager, okay? The players did not show up this postseason. They didn't. For the 4 straight postseason, the bats went cold. World Series, NLCS, NLDS, NLDS. That has happened 4 straight years. It's the players. It's not all on the manager. And by the way, I'm not some Rob Thomson truther offender over here. He needs to be criticized too. There was some major mistakes made in that series against the Dodgers. The Phillies did not play fundamental baseball. They just didn't. And there was some bad decision-making, whether it was bunting situation with Castellanos on second base, things of that nature, having Brandon Marsh bat 5th in the lineup, etc. Yes, there was mistakes by Rob Thomson. I'm not going to sit here and defend Rob Thomson all night. I am going to criticize the roster he was given by Dave Dombrowski. And I think Dave had a really good trade deadline. He did. However, he refused to address the bullpen in the offseason. He refused to get another right-handed bat into the core of this mix in the offseason. He went out and got Max Kepler instead. So Rob Thomson can only play the hand that he has dealt. And also, Rob Thomson is playing the hand the organization deals him. That's where they're at. If you think the manager in 2025, right now, has that much say on certain situations, pulling guys, what reliever comes in at what time, etc., you are mistaken. It is decided by the front office, the analytical department, and a little bit of say from the manager. Certain scenarios are determined beforehand. Any smart baseball person knows this. This is how it works 2025 in Major League Baseball. You can hate it. You can love it. I don't care. I'm just going to tell you how it is nowadays. So I'll give an example. You have teams in New York, like the New York Yankees. Aaron Boone, he gets called to be fired almost every single year. And people are upset with Aaron Boone every year. Very similar to how it is with Rob Thomson now. Aaron Boone's a decent manager. I think he is. However, he is going by the piece of paper that is given to him before a game. You're going to this guy in this situation. If it's a lefty versus a righty, righty versus lefty in this situation, bottom seven, whatever it may be, they have this predetermined by the analytical team in the front office. That's how most of this is determined. And it's a coordinated effort. It's an organizational philosophy. You are playing organizational philosophy versus organizational philosophy in Major League Baseball nowadays. It's not in like the 70s or the 60s. You know what I mean? Like you're handing them the lineup card, the manager takes it. What's the feel of the game? No, it's philosophy and data versus data, however you want to look at it. That is how it goes. So I don't mind Rob Thomson coming back next year. I know. It's a hot take, I guess. I don't think it is. One more year left on his deal. Fine. Let him finish out the contract. Let him be a lame duck manager. 1 year. 1 year. That's it. You don't even have to fire him. You just don't extend him. This is it. Last shot, buddy. Last shot. So I'm okay with them bringing him back because you also are going to inject a little bit of a youth movement into this team. Justin Crawford needs to start next year. Has to. Justin Crawford needs to be in the lineup next year. No ifs, ands, or buts. The season he had at AAA in the minors, he needs to be in the starting lineup on opening day. I don't care what it takes. He is your guy. You got to go with him. You spent a high draft pick on him. You developed him. Played well. You need to inject some youth in this lineup. You have to. At this point, yeah, you better. You better. Or you aren't going to do a damn thing next year. You're not going to do a damn thing. Let me know. What do you think of Rob Thomson coming back? He's safe. What do we think? I'm going to put this up. Question of the show. What do you make of it? I'm just like, let him finish out the contract. By the way, they need to make major changes to the roster. They have to. And the guys like him. He's won. He's the third manager in Phillies history to go back-to-back in the division. He's been in the playoffs 4 straight years. Took you from the Mope Girardi to now going to be a perennial playoff team. As pissed off as we are and as awful as the season ended, he's still a pretty good manager. Who's going to make a major difference? Who? Tell me he's out there. Tell me. Let me know. I'm going to put this up real quick. I'm going to put it up. Because I want to get a feel of where people are at. I know there's a lot of people who just don't like Rob Thomson. There's a lot of people who just don't think he's a good manager. But I'm trying to tell you, he's not the only one making these decisions. Yeah, he's the guy who has to go get the baseball on the mound. But these are predetermined situations. And it's philosophy and numbers versus numbers anymore. And listen, I'm not sitting here agreeing with it. I'm just not. But that's where baseball is. You go watch a few of these other games throughout the postseason, throughout the year. It's so similar to the way the Phillies operate. And a lot of these teams operate in the same manner. The Phillies weren't good enough. Their bullpen wasn't good enough. Their big guys and stars didn't show up. That's another part of it. They need a little bit of a change here. Maybe I would say they would need to fix the bottom end of this lineup. They have been missing since Rhys Hoskins left, a right-handed bat in the heart of the order. That's what they're missing. A right-handed bat in the heart of this order is what the Phillies are missing. I'm not put it all on Rob Thomson. I'm just not. I'm sorry. Not doing it. I think that this roster and Dave Dombrowski, and we're going to hear from both of them, 11 a.m. Thursday. You're going to get a lot of questions answered. And you might get the same mumbo jumbo from Dave Dombrowski. Well, we're a pretty good baseball team. We're a pretty good baseball team. We just did it. Yeah, you haven't hit 4 years. You fell apart in the World Series, FCS, DS. So I'm going to sit here and think about it, right? Think about Rob Thomson. Is he the guy? Is he got to come back? Is he the guy to lead this team? I don't think you can get much better than Topper. I just don't think so, because this is coming down from the analytics department. This is coming down from the front office. These are predetermined decisions that aren't all on Topper. They're just not. So that's where I sit. That's where I stand on this. So let me know. What do you think? Topper, should he be back? I happen to think so. I mean, listen, when Trey Turner, $175 since Game 6 of the 2023 NLCS, batting, Schwarber, $162, Bryce Harper, 206. Those guys combined for 3 for 35 in the 3 losses during this run in the NLDS. You're going to put it on the manager? And granted, he made mistakes. But if they hit like they did in Game 2, they win. When they hit, they win. And when your players don't perform, they're not going to win. So, as much as you want to put it just all on the manager, I know you got to have a scapegoat for somebody. The roster is what needs to be cleansed. It's the roster. No ifs, ands, or buts. I need to see Justin Crawford next year in left. Bring back Bader, center. Move on from Castellanos. That is what needs to happen. Crawford in left. Bader in center. Find a way to get off the Castellanos contract and figure out right field later. That's what you need to do. Not bring Kep back. I know he was being nice, etc., and wants to come back. Yeah, it's great. By the way, the Panthers just tied up the Flyers game. Damn. Can we catch a break? 2-2. To a little less than 10 to go in the third. You've seen a lot of the quotes from teams left still in the playoffs. Like the Dodgers have talked glowingly about the Phillies. Other teams have talked glowingly about the Phillies when asked. The pitching, outstanding. Outstanding. There's nothing wrong with the rotation. Nothing. Now, Rangers a free agent. There's a decision there. I think he's going to walk. Personally, I think he's going to get a lot of money with Scott Boras being his agent. I think he walks. So that's a loss. However, you'll get her back. Don't know where he'll be at. But you have Sanchez, Luzardo, Nola. And what do you do with Painter? Is Painter ready? That's a question too. I think you gotta give him a shot. You gotta give Painter a shot. I know he struggled, but let's see how he is coming into camp. That's where I'm at with the youth movement. That's just where I am. So, gosh, allergies still getting me this week. But with Painter, Crawford, Miller, those are the guys that you want to play next year. You want to inject a little bit of youth into this lineup. Have to. So that's where I'm at. Our buddy John, he's chiming in. He says, I have no qualms with Thompson being back. That said, Dabrowski needs to make changes to the roster. Like you said, the youth movement needs to happen. Crawford, Miller, Painter, and McGarry. We'll see with McGarry. He's been in the minors, I feel like, forever. But Crawford, Miller, Painter, yeah, those guys for sure. Maybe McGarry can have a bullpen role. I don't know if he starts. But you need Dombrowski to insert youth. They got to go into the season with youth. You got to move on from Castellanos. Bohm, they've been trying to trade him for 2 years. You hope you find a suitor this time, even if you have to take less for Bohm. That way Miller can be inserted into the lineup, put him at third base. You're going to have to leave it short because he makes him $100 million more till 2030, whatever. Right? So Bohm, hopefully you can move on from him. Castellanos, eat all the contract if you have to. Figure out right field later. The free agent class isn't great. It's not great. I think you bring back Schwarber, you pay him. I know he struggled in the postseason. Your top 3 guys have continued to struggle in the postseason. But you got to insert some youth into this lineup. Just do it. Just throw him out there. Crawford, I think, is ready. Got to bring him up. He's batting over 300 last year. I know the ground ball thing people are concerned about, but he can fly, man. He can light up the base pass, inject some energy into this lineup. They're starting to get old. Inject that next era into this lineup, rotation, etc. Miller at third, Crawford in left. You bring back Bader in center. Figure out right field later. But you got to move on from some of these pieces somehow, some way. There has to be at least some change. Has to be some type of change. That's where I'm at with the Phillies. I'm not putting it all on Rob Thomson. If you're putting it all on Rob Thomson, you don't know where baseball stands in 2025. I'm sorry. It's an organizational philosophy. They're handed a piece of paper. They decide this before the game starts. They have a set rotation of what they're going to. All right, this guy's coming at this time. This guy, I know, and that's what people get mad at Thompson about. It's not all on Thompson. Caleb Cotham has a big say as well. And then you could blame the hitters for not hitting. Not all on Topper. The bunt decision, stupid. Did he make some stupid decisions? Absolutely. I wish there was more field managers in today's game. I wish. We're getting too analytical. We're just way too, we've gone so far past where it should go. It's like computer versus computer out there anymore. Enough. Dial it back. Give the manager some leeway. Have feel. Does Thompson have a lot of feel? That's debatable. But how much better are you going to get out there? How much better are you going to get out there? Seriously. What are you going to get Bochy? Really? Go get Bochy. Is he going to be integrated into this and being told what to do? Hell no. Hell no. So, it's allergy season, folks. You're not going to go. I don't know who's you're going to go out there and get. Seriously. Let him finish out the deal. Just let him give him a year, inject some youth into this lineup. This is on Dabrowski now. You got to go out and find guys. Make trades. Maybe get not as much value as you thought you would get for Bohm back, etc. Trade Bohm. Move on from Castellanos. Find a suitor for him, even though I don't know who the hell would want Castellanos. If you're bringing Rob Thomson back, you sure as hell ain't bringing Nick back. No way Nick comes back with Thomson being here. We already know that relationship is gone. So, listen, you're stuck with the Bryce contract, Turner contract. You're stuck with them. Those big-time deals, you're stuck with. They're here. You can't do anything about it. You just can't. So, listen, you're stuck with some of these guys. You are more so semi-running it back while also semi-transitioning next year into the next era. That's what you're doing if you're the Phillies. And see if Rob's the guy. See how far you get. But you got to move on from some of these pieces. Have to. Here's what I would put out there. I'm just saying this. I'm going to put this out there right now as we stand. The NLCS, ALCS is going on, etc., whatever. So here's what I would do, okay? If I am Dave Dombrowski, and we're going to hear from him on Thursday at 11. Okay, like I said before, Crawford in left, you bring back Bader in center. Third base, Miller. Shortstop, Turner. Second base, Edmundo and Stott. And there's a reason I didn't say right field yet. You move Harper back to right. And I might get flack for this, but the polar bear is out there. Why not go make a run at Alonso? Why not? Get Castellanos off the books. Move Harper back to right. He said he's been willing to do it. Why don't you go steal him from the Mets? Why not? You get that power bat in the heart of your order. Why not go do it? So here would be my ideal offseason for the Phillies heading into spring training. Re-sign Schwarber. Re-sign JT. Go Pete Alonso. Move off of Castellanos. Move out off of Bohm. Have Crawford in left. Bring back Bader. Ranger, he's gone. So you lose Ranger, Castellanos, Kepler, Bohm, etc. And a couple of the bullpen guys they added this year. As much as I don't want to lose Ranger, I think he's too expensive. My guy Tyler chiming in. Boom, Casty. Love Tyler, man. Appreciate you tuning in, dude. Boom, Casty, Kepler. Need to go one way or another. The big three bats are dying, are not the manager's fault. People think the manager's role is bigger than it is. I totally agree, Tyler. I'm in with you. It's like the manager doesn't have as a significant role as they once did. They just don't. Talk to any smart baseball person. I know Dave Sampson on the podcast had talked about this recently. They just don't have it. They don't have the power you think as they once did, maybe. But that's my ideal lineup. If you can move Harper back to right, you get a decent first baseman back, you're now in motion because Castellanos was supposed to be the right-handed bat, and he stinks. Turned into a platoon player. But they're getting old, man, and you need to start transitioning to a youth movement as well. So we'll see. There's going to be, I think, the Phillies need to be active this winter. Dombrowski needs to be active, trying to make trades, trying to improve this roster. And there's just part of me that feels like they're going to run it back again. They're going to pull 76ers. Just continue to run it back with the same coach and then run it back with like James Harden again, like when they were doing that stuff. 96 wins to end it like that. And we haven't even gotten to talk about Kerkering. I've talked about it on the radio, etc. But on this show, I mean, I feel bad for the guy. Made a mistake in the moment. It's not on him. Stupid mistake. We know that. Stupid. But I'm looking at the Flyers game right now, and I think they're on the... No. They scored! Okay, there we go. I thought they were on the power play. I guess not, but Coots on Couturier scored again. 3-2. Flyers. Get us a win, man. All the college teams lost too. Temple blew it against Navy. State fired. Franklin. Get us a win. 4 minutes and 10 seconds ago. It's too much time. It's too much time for the defending champs. Can't do it. Anyone watching the Flyers game? Comment. I got my TV like to this way. I'm like paying attention. Couldn't breathe earlier. Like been taking like Mucinex. It's that when the seasons change in the Northeast, it's just the worst. Nerdshaw Radio. Hit like and subscribe. Do the whole 9. You know how it is. All right. But listen, the Kirkering thing, I know I got sidetracked with the Flyers real quick. I think I'm a little delayed on there, but I feel bad for him. I don't know what his future holds here. That's tough to recover from, man, for anybody. So, I feel for him, but just dumb mistake, man. You got to make the play. Didn't even look towards first. So I've said enough on the Kirkering thing. I could replay that thing over and over in my head, and I get angrier every time. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Before we go, though, Jovan, would Brian Reynolds be a good trade target for the Phillies in right field? Probably. Better than Castellanos. Anything's better than Castellanos. What was his numbers this year? I'll look them up real quick. That name, like his name's come up in the past. 245, 144 hits, had a 1.4 WAR, 73 ribbies, 318 OBP, 402 slot. I mean, it's not bad. What were his splits this year? I'm pulling them up now. Let me see what his splits were. Because he's a I believe, I'm not mistaken, Brian Reynolds is a switch hitter. Now, he was better against left-handed pitching this year. Had a higher OBP, higher slug, higher OPS. But his numbers against righties weren't that much farther off. Could be an option. It's definitely an option. I feel like I want them to make a splash because they need to. Especially if they're going to inject youth like a Miller and Crawford, who are unknown commodities so far. I don't know if Brian Reynolds would do it for me. That's why I bring up the Pete Alonso thing at first base and from Harbor back to right. Like, I think that would get it done. Schwarber in the heart of that lineup as well. It stinks, man, because like they're a good enough team throughout the regular season, and then just something switches with playoff baseball. Like, they're just not a playoff baseball team anymore. They're just not. They don't play well. They don't show up. They don't have a clutch gene. Like, they need some injection of youth and a little bit of change, and maybe it could get them over the hump. Who knows? I felt like this was it, especially with this core. They retool. But Dave Dombrowski's really on the clock now. It's not Rob Thomson. It's Dave. Got to make some type of major changes to this roster. While it's adding youth, adding some free agents, making a trade, etc. That is what needs to happen. All right. Let's talk about the Eagles before I get out of here. Zadarius Smith retiring. Oh, God. This guy, man. So, Jason Dumas from 6ABC, he pointed this out. I saw it on Twitter today. He tweeted out, I remember Zadarius Smith's first media availability at his locker at NovaCare. He was asked if he considered retirement during his prolonged free agency. Said something along the lines of, no way, I have a lot of football left in me. Dude just retires out of nowhere. And that sucks for the Eagles. That sucks. Jalix Hunt Josh Uche, Azeez Ojulari, Patrick Johnson, a combined, by all those guys left, 1 sack. Patrick Johnson has that sack. Oh, that's brutal. That's who you have left because Nolan Smith is hurt right now. And obviously Jalen Carter's hurt. It's not great. Not great if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. Zadarius Smith was contributing, especially with Nolan being out. So there's that. And you wonder if they try and blitz a little more, will Vic blitz more? Will Jahad Campbell, who has 6 pressures, he's got a win rate of 28.6%. I mean, his numbers aren't great when he rushes off the edge. Now, you do get Nakobe Dean back, who could stuff the run, which is very helpful, to say the least. But they have nobody, man. The amount of guys they lost, Josh Sweat, etc., Milt Williams in the offseason, BG retiring. They were counting on guys like Jalix Hunt, Uche. They bring in Ojulari. They signed Smith off the street. Nothing. By the way, Flyers scored again, 4-2. Looks like they might be heading into a victory. I think it was Bobby Brink. I love Bobby Brink. Great hockey name too, by the way. Sorry, looked over there. 4-2 Flyers. But I can't see the Eagles sitting here with this defensive line, and they predicate their wins and their winning ways off the O-line and D-line. And right now, they rank 26th in rushing offense and in rushing defense. Both 26th in the league. Both 26th in the league. Not good. Not good at all. Oh, so I don't expect Howie to sit on his hands here. Zadarius, crazy, just retired out of nowhere. Okay, whatever. How do we fix this? It's not great right now. And you're heading up against Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. That's not somebody I would love to go up against, especially if you're banged up. And listen, JJ's still hurt, still saying he's banged up. Wentz is a little banged up as well. So quarterback's an issue, and you want to try and get to the quarterback this week. I don't know if it's going to happen. Where's Jalen Carter at? So I can't see how he's sitting on his hands until the deadline. Something's going to happen. Something's going to have to happen if they want to go far. Remember, the Eagles are probably going to get in the offseason 3 comp picks. They have currently 7 picks in the draft heading into next year as of right now. I would expect them to do something decent here at the deadline. I don't know who it's going to be. I know Anderson comes up again, but there's a lot of teams that need pass rush help. They need guys off the edge. A lot of teams, are they going to get into a bidding war and give up a ton to go get a guy like Trey Hendrickson? I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of teams that are probably going to be going after guys that are available on the market. So, going to be interesting. And I'm getting a little bit of breaking news here. By the way, Flyers scored 5-2. They're going to win. Finally. We're off to Schneid. Holy moly. So the 76ers have done something positive. They are bringing their old mascot, Hip Hop, is back. Hip Hop is coming back. Oh my. So with the 2001 era uniforms coming back, they are bringing back Hip Hop. I think it's just for a limited time. I'm reading the press release now. What a big deal. Are we excited? Hip Hop is back. So let me read it. As part of the Philadelphia 76ers celebration of the 25th anniversary of the 01 Eastern Conference Championship team, no celebration will be complete without the return of one of the era's most memorable mascots, Hip Hop. Born in 1998, hip-hop captivated 76ers fans for over a decade with his flips, tricks, and style that made the 2001 run as unforgettable as the play on the floor. This season, hip-hop returns alongside his friend Franklin for a season of tributes to the 01 team. Hip-hop will be back on center court with his signature swagger, charismatic and entertaining style that fans love from that era. Specific game dates and activations with hip-hop will be announced throughout the season. The 76ers will play tribute hip-hop at the Saturday, November 8th game versus the Toronto Raptors. That is the first game they'll wear the 01 jersey. So hip-hop is back. Some good news. Finally, Flyers and hip-hop's back. We're getting back on track, Philadelphia. We're getting back on track. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Hip-hop's back. All right. That's going to do it for me. Nernshaw Radio. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry, my allergies were bothering me. I was like choking earlier. The show is awful. My throat's dry. We'll get better. We'll take Mucinex, whatever it may be. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate everyone commenting. Nerdshaw Radio. Hit the like, subscribe button. Follow on the socials. So check out my latest House of Highlights video where I'm featured debating Super Bowl champion, 3-time Super Bowl champion from the Denver Broncos. Mark Slayer took him on in a debate on one Super Bowl champion against 10 Gen Zers. Go check that out. House of Highlights as well. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We will talk to you soon. We are out here.